On September 17th, 2019, as I was answering questions from the online study circle, I had an opportunity to go full length into the journey of so-called organ function energy through the human body. This energy, which builds the body and inscribes consciousness, voice and energy into the body, is a fascinating aspect of our energy build-up and setup. You can study it all your life, but here in 10 minutes you are taken through the full journey of this energy building a body once. So I decided to cut that out of the total A&Q video, which you will also find right here on YouTube in case you want more context, and the whole almost 1 hour A&Q. But right now, get ready and dive into 12 aspects of this bodybuilding energy that help make the body a vessel for experiencing and seizing life to the fullest of the possibility inscribed in this dimension. Enjoy. And since time permits, I will go through the 12 organ function journey with that aspect in mind again. And so that'll be in this video. And this video will be up on Facebook, so tell your friends about it if you think they're interested and they missed this particular presentation. So from the vital center, the fiery action of I am me, I'm ready to seize life, to breathe life, to breathe life into me and breathe my existence and action and voice and contribution out into life. That builds this fiery action of me seizing life. Oh, what have we got? The Taurus aspect of personality wanders and takes it all home to the head and the gut. So here we have this, life is rich, life is mine. I have this abundance of experience that I've seized and opportunities that I've seized, and maybe simply objects that I've grasped and acquired somehow, and now they're mine. Now I've taken them home. And we don't want to get stuck, and we won't, in mineness. It's mine, it's mine, it's mine. What is it that's mine? So after large intestine function energy helps us bite a chunk out of the apple of life, it literally helps us to bite. No, we don't want to get stuck with our teeth clenched. We don't want to get stuck with our teeth clenched, in case you couldn't hear that. We need the next thing, the processing that happens. What is this that I've taken home? What can I do with it? What use is it to me? And all of this digestive, airy action is happening and taking it all the way down to the feet, where now that I have had enough fire to be serious about seizing life and its opportunities, to take what that gives me home and own it, to digest and process that which I have owned and called mine, and now I can feel me and dive into feeling and inhabiting this moment. And that comes up to the heart center, heart to be, where it turns into the fiery aspect of wanting to fill the world with the radiance of my being me. So I fill the world because I now feel who I am. I can now radiate out to the world who I am. I can radiate that out to the world as that Leo aspect of my personality. It's fire again. But it's not the urgent first fire of Aries saying, here I come, this is my life to seize. No, this is the more mature fire. It's not better or worse, it's just, it's gotten to a different place of saying, here I am, the center of the world as far as I'm concerned. Now a harmonious Leo aspect realizes I am the center of the world, as much as you are the center of the world, of your world. I am the center of my world. An unhealed Leo, so to speak, or Leo aspect, would want the world to realize that I'm the center of the world. You're not. But the healed Leo-ness of the human being realizes each is the center of the universe, as we understand. And so when we looked at who really is main central energy, we already talked about that. honorific center of the universe. Each of us is the honorific center of the universe. So, as I stand at the center of my world, realizing I am the world, a curiosity comes up to make that more earthy and specific and say, what exactly does that mean? What all am I made up of? And that earthy thing, we call a small intestine function energy, that earthy, well, what exactly am I made up of? What exactly is the world that I am the center of, my world made up of? And all those many aspects come together in the most fertile and the most fine-grained kind of way for the Libra aspect of me to then take over and say, in all these many aspects I realize I am, I can now bring into balance, keep into balance, see the value of each of these many, many, many aspects inside and outside, in me and in the world. And as I keep all the many aspects that I and life are made up of in balance, I get down to earth with that, and this turns into the water impulse of completely reinventing myself and life, completely reinventing, renewing, refreshing, regenerating each cell of my body and each layer of my being. And as that reinventing myself dives deep into the being, I'm now ready for the next and final fire impulse, the one that says, wow, as I've just completely renewed and reinvented myself, I can now open up to new horizons. My gaze, my understanding can open up to completely new worlds and new horizons. Wow. And that Sagittarian aspect of wanting to look way beyond the limits of my horizons this far feeds into the but I don't just want to perceive that, I want to use it all. I want to specifically have use of that. I want to connect that into my day-to-day living. And that Capricornian earthy aspect of, let me connect this into every cell of my body and into every fiber of my functioning into the world, then leads to the clarity aspect of the Aquarian aspect called a gallbladder function energy. So now, as the new horizons I've opened up have been bound, connected, tied into my daily living of life and into my body, clarity now arises and I can see through illusions in a way I never used to be able to, and that keeps growing and growing. And from that clarity, that makes me not suffer fools anymore, not be a fool anymore, not be led astray so easily. That clarity of the Aquarian aspect of us is more than just a mind that analyzes. It's a mind that sees through former illusions. It's like once you have realized that the earth spins around the sun and not the other way around, you just can't go back to the old belief, although some people on this earth still do, but that's another story. Gallbladder might help here. And then from the great clarity that gallbladder brings into body, mind and spirit, that final touch of organ function energy comes in, that now I can flow with life and trust it. Now I have smoothness, I have elasticity of feeling, thought and body tissue. So this general lubricant of my being, this I melt into oneness with the flow of life, completes the journey of 12 organ function energy with yet another water or flow function to then feed the next Aries at the next dawn, so to speak, that again says, here I am, all oiled up, thanks to that liver function energy, all ready to go, and sees the next morning. And the more fierily my Aries aspect seizes life and its opportunities, the more solidly my Taurus or large intestine aspect will be able to own them all, and the more solid and in balance all that owning is, the clearer my chewing and swallowing and processing and digesting, and the more deeply I can truly digest and assimilate, the more softly I can feel myself, and the more deeply I feel who I am at core, the more radiantly I will stand there as who I have become. And the more radiantly I stand there, the more clearly I will realize just what all I and life are made up of, and the more clearly and thoroughly the small intestine, Virgo aspect does all of this, the more easily the Libra aspect of me, the bladder function energy, will do its job of saying I'm all of this, not one or the other, not one better than the other, but I'm all of this all of the time. And the more delicate the balance is that that aspect brings into my existence, the more fruitful and fertile and prosperous the renewing and reinventing of myself, the regenerating, the creating, the recreating myself, the creativity of my existence. And that creativity that makes me connect to the so far unheard of then leads to that Sagittarius glory of opening to new horizons all the time. And the more widely I open up, the more deeply I'll be able to connect these things into my life, and the more deeply I do connect them into my life, the clearer I get in body, mind and spirit, and from that clarity I can again melt into unison with life and trust it and flow with it. So that was the long version of an answer to your question, Jana. Thank you for asking that question. I hope you enjoyed that little run through of life-building energy, of an energy that writes consciousness into the body. As I said in the intro, if you want more context of what I said that day, go right over to the 55-minute A&Q that's also up on my YouTube channel. And note, we have a live Q&A every month, and if you want to submit your questions, you can do so. We'll put a link below where you can sign up for the info on the free A&Q. If you're interested in the study circle, you'll find info for that there too. But even without being a member, you can submit your questions. I'll first answer members' questions, but there's often time for questions from non-members as well. So join us around the middle of each month for these interesting live A&Q sessions that add perspective to our understanding of this beautiful art of Jin Shin Jyutsu, putting it in full context, body, mind, and spirit.